resonates with most people. And so she has a fear of being on YouTube. She has a fear of being seen. She has a fear of not knowing what to talk about because she goes onto YouTube and she sees all of these people who have these amazing channels and have a ton of videos and they've been amazing in the videos. But the one thing that I told her that she hasn't done that she should do to build that initial confidence to show up on camera, especially if you're over 40, is to go back on any of those channels, including mine, and look at the very first video. I guarantee with 100% certainty that every single video of every single creator was awful. As long as they have their first one on there. Now, I don't know anybody who doesn't. And the reason being is that it's just interesting to see how far we actually come. And so if that's the one thing that's holding you back, it's always going to be the bad first video because you haven't done any videos. And so the only way to learn is to actually post and do. And here's the thing. When I told her about that, she's just like, well, I don't want everybody seeing it. Here's the thing. When you post a video, not everybody's going to see it. And she's thinking that it's out there for the public, you know, my friends and family, my colleagues, people that I've worked with, they're all going to judge me, right? And that is a very common thought, a very common concern. But when you look at what visibility your first few videos are going to get, it's not going to get that many naturally. Now, if you want to post the videos and share them with your ideal clients, don't share them with friends, don't share them with family, don't share your videos with anybody who is not ideally a client of yours, meaning if it's somebody who's not going to buy from you, then don't share the video with them. That includes friends and family. The reason why I say that is because whoever watches your videos is what is telling the algorithm who to actually send that video to, like more of those people. And so your friends and family are probably not going to be buyers of your product, your service, your course, your program, your whatever it is. So don't send it to them. But if you're getting caught up in this thought or mindset challenge of everybody's going to see it, I encourage you to post it anyway, because not that many people are going to see it. And it's going to give you that practice of saying, I did it, and actually getting into that process, taking that first step of creating the momentum. Hi, thanks for joining. Hi, thanks for saying hi. For just posting it and starting to create that cadence of creating the videos and posting them. The great thing is that with each video you post, you get better. And if you're over 40 and you're saying, okay, well, you know, I'm too old, there's too many other people, you see all these young creators and you see these people are like 20 years old and they've got like 1 million followers and they're building massive influence and impact. And the thing is, they might be doing that, but you're comparing yourself and where you're at to someone who's in a completely different place. So if you're just getting started, it's your chapter 1 and you're comparing it to someone else's chapter 20. And so I always encourage, and the same thing I do with mine is like, how can I get better with each video? How can I myself compare myself to my last video or my last live stream or my last YouTube short, whatever that looks like. When you compare yourself to yourself, that's where you actually gain the confidence in seeing the improvements and the progress that you've made with each new video. Now, if you're going to say, you know, like, here's how I'm doing compared to somebody else, then you're really not getting the value and the benefits of what it's like to actually create the content and then improve with each new one. So what I tell my clients to do, and pretty much everybody I've worked with is over 40, is to, with each new video, pick 3 things that you did really well. I know that's something that we typically don't focus on, right? We're always so quick to start criticizing ourselves and here's what I did wrong, here's what I could do better, and all of those things. So that's why I always tell them to go and look at your video and look at 3 things that you did really well. And then I want you to pick only 1 thing that you could do better next time. That way your focus is on the reinforcing the positives, especially at the beginning when it's really challenging because you're just like, everybody's looking at me. So it's easier to focus on the things that you do well and documenting those, and then only picking one thing that you need to do better. And so when you focus on it from that perspective, it makes it a little bit easier to start showing up. Now, if you're over 40 and you're just like, I've worked for a company my entire life, I've always worked for somebody else, what's the opportunity for me here on YouTube? And so I was having a conversation with somebody last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday. She's over 50, but she's looking for another job. She's always worked for somebody else, and she was considering on the light side. It's not really considering until I actually talked with her. And now she's considering it more of considering YouTube instead of going and working for somebody else, using YouTube to build a business that she loves. And so her go-to was automatically to go and apply for new jobs. When you're over 50, you can still get another job, but it's a lot harder. It takes a long time because employers are typically looking for younger people that they don't have to pay as much, that they can influence and mold a little bit easier than you can someone who's got, decades of experience and may or may not be set in their ways, but it might be a little bit more challenging to bring onto a team, especially if you've got like a newer, younger team. Even if it's a team that's older, then you've just got like the diversity, which is good, but then it might be also harder to kind of create a cohesive unit when you've got so much diversity that's older. And so when I was saying that she could look at it from the perspective of, you can still go and apply for jobs and you can still look at what opportunities are out there. But while you're waiting, because on average it takes about 3 months before you actually get offered a job. So that's a lot of time, right? And I know applying for jobs and looking for jobs is time consuming, but if you want to look at how you can stay energized and do something for yourself, then I highly consider looking at YouTube. And the reason being is that there are so many different creators that are so many different ages and a lot of opportunities there for the over 40. There are over 40 creators, not over 40 creators, but creators who are over 40 that I follow on YouTube and are just doing amazing things with the content and how they're helping others who are over 40 get started with YouTube. And so it's it's not just the getting started with YouTube though, it's really leaning into all of the years of experience that you have, the stories that you have, the different, if you've worked at different companies, just like how you've worked through that, and then ultimately what you're passionate about and helping people like you, get to that point of, creating a business that you love as well. And so if your only goal is to go and work for somebody else while you're waiting to look at YouTube and start doing some research to see whatever you're passionate about, who else is doing that, and to see how they're actually doing it with videos. And so during the conversation that I was having with her, she was starting to kind of see the opportunity and starting to see that maybe there's something there, right? So when you go to work for someone else, if you've worked for someone else, I know I have many times, and it got harder and harder as I got older because I realized that one of the things that is unique about me is that when I go to work for somebody else, I learn my job and then I'm ready to improve something or expand or have ideas. And when you go into a world that's used to saying, here's your role, stick to your role, don't go outside your role, do your responsibilities, they're not always open to adapting or accepting someone who's got ideas and how to improve different things. So when you've got, a brain that works a certain way and you're wanting to continue to do something that you're passionate about or something that you really enjoy, maybe going to work for somebody else is not actually the best next step for you. And so that's where it creates a huge opportunity for us over 40 to create our own space on YouTube. And it's one of the most amazing things about being on YouTube is that no matter what your skills, your expertise, your passion, there's something for everyone. And so I encouraged her to start searching and, looking for other creators who were doing similar to what she was doing so that she could start to see that, hey, there really is this possibility out there. And so looking at getting started with YouTube if you're over 40 can be really easy. So it's all about, creating your channel. I created a program that you can create your YouTube channel and like during your lunch hour. Again, looking at people who might be working at a company, or if you're at home and you're like, I'm just going to take a break, I'm just going to go take lunch, and I'm going to go back looking for a job, or I'm going to go back looking for something else to do. And so during that break, just one day, you could literally have your YouTube channel up and running. And so looking at doing that, do the research to see who out there is doing something similar to you are, so that you can look at the opportunities for the types of videos that you can create, and look at the types of questions that are being asked in the comments, and just really doing that due diligence to better understand what's available. And when you spend time doing that, then you can really start to, if you have a process in place and you're like, okay, here are the things that are going well, here are the types of videos, you can start to identify like what the gaps are, where the biggest opportunity is for you to start sharing your expertise. And so when she and I were having that conversation, sure, go ahead, and it's really serious. If it has to do with YouTube, you're over 40 and you want some advice on that, that would be great. Yeah, go ahead and leave it there. If So if it's about YouTube and being over 40, that would be great. Starting a business, if you want to grow a business, then that would be great. So that's one thing that you can do with YouTube, is when you start creating your channel and you start creating your videos and you start talking about things that you absolutely love and that you're passionate about, that's where you can start looking at the opportunity for building a business. And so it wasn't something that she had actually started considering, because she looked at it as having a business that you then use YouTube as one of your marketing levers to communicate to the world, like to attract your ideal audience, which of course is obviously, a way to do it as well. But when you look at the perspective of, if you start with YouTube, which there are a lot of people who are only on YouTube, they built a business with YouTube, around YouTube, or they're using YouTube as a way to either start or grow their business, if they got an online course, if they have products that they sell online. There's a lot of different ways to do that. And the way that I do it is through the programs and courses that I have. So if you go back and look at any of my videos, in fact, in the description of this video as well, there's all kinds of different links for free resources to get started with your videos, a YouTube video planning guide. If you're not sure who your target audience is, there's a resource for that. I've been going live all day today. I probably should have taken a longer break on different platforms. So excuse my coarse and froggy throat. But when you look at it from that perspective, and you're creating the resources and things that are available to your target audience, that when they go and they start viewing your videos, and you have a next step for them, right? So that's part of my lead conversion system, is that you've got your YouTube channel and then you build your videos. But within your videos, you've got playlists and you've got ways for your ideal clients to binge watch or have that Netflix effect of your videos, so that they're not just watching one video, they're watching multiple videos. And when they do that, they're getting to know, like, and trust you faster, right? So you get to see me, you get to hear my voice inflections. You can see I talk a lot with my hands. It's live, so I'm engaging with you in the comments. But if you're recording it, then you don't have to worry about the engagement piece. You just have to incorporate that into your video script, or what you're saying, in order to help your viewers take action, take that next step. If you're not telling them what to do next, they're going to do nothing, right? And it's harder to get people back to your channel or back to your videos, instead of trying to keep them on your channel or get them to take action and get them onto your email list, which is the ultimate goal. Because once they're on your email list, then that's where you can nurture the relationship and you can sell them your products and offers. And so having that built into your overall lead conversion system is how you can build a business using YouTube. And so because YouTube, for the most part, works on evergreen, right? You create evergreen content, which means that content that is not time sensitive, it's not like breaking news, it's something that regardless of when somebody's searching for it, it's still going to be relevant. It could be relevant a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road. If you're like me, you've done searches on YouTube and you go through the search results and you're like, why is this video showing up from 7 years ago? 10 years ago, like there's in the search results. And I'm like, how is that still relevant? But apparently it is. And so thinking through your video content that way and how you can build a business, a profitable business on YouTube without feeling like you're on a social media platform just constantly cranking out content and glued to your screen and be like, I got to engage in the comments on other people's content. I've got to engage some more for hours on end on this one platform. And then you have to go to another one, right? And do the exact same thing. It's exhausting. So when you're over 40, you're kind of at that point, or even like over 50, or you're at that point where you're just like, you know what? I don't want to be like increasing the amount of time I'm spending on social media. I want to package my value and package my expertise in a way that is going to help people collapse time. And so the example that I was talking about really early on was about starting my YouTube channel, and how I started that in 2011 was when I posted my very first video. But then it took me a year before I posted another one because I was doing it the hardest way possible, and I didn't know it at the time, because you just don't know what you don't know, right? Unless you're going to actually work with a coach and work with someone who knows how to help you get there faster, then you're going to end up spending time like doing things the hard way. And so what I do with my clients, including Janet, that I posted about last week on some of the platforms, I need to create a video that incorporates her video into mine to post here. But I worked with her for 6 weeks, and like through those 6 weeks, like she was very coachable. She was an amazing client. She was open to suggestions, asked a lot of really great questions. And so within those 6 weeks, she built a solid foundation. She has all of the tools, resources, checklists, everything that she needs to continue making amazing videos. And during that time, I helped her get 2 times the views on her videos and then 12 times the watch time, which is really where the stats or the metrics matter the most with YouTube and the algorithm. It's all about the watch time, right? So how can you get somebody to watch your videos longer, but then not just videos longer, but more videos longer? And so that's what I was doing with her. And so during that 6 weeks, we built this lead conversion machine that got everything in place that she needed. And so now, if she's also on Facebook, but now let's just say that she wanted to only be on YouTube, she can now not have to feel like she's engaging on other people's content and then posting and then engaging some more. Like YouTube, you can just post your video on a regular basis and be done. You don't have to go and engage on other people's content in order for your videos to be visible or to be valued or to be seen by other people, right? So that's one of the most amazing things about YouTube, is that you are not like caught up in this content hamster wheel where you're constantly cranking out content that's only serving the purpose of the algorithm. So by doing that, all you're doing is helping the algorithm and the company make more money, because you're creating the content that they can keep pushing out. Whereas YouTube, the algorithm and the company, is based on a win-win. Every video that you post, YouTube's going to make money on it. But you as the creator can also make money with your very first video by knowing how to create your videos, and then also having those lead conversion pieces in place that are going to help you. You can make a sale on your very first video with 0 subscribers, because you don't need subscribers to make money. You just need people to watch your videos. And so I've helped clients actually do that. And so it's so beautiful when they actually get to see that, put it into practice, and then they get that aha moment, like, oh my gosh, like I've got this. And so working with Janet ended last week. So this week, she's just like, I did my video. I was super excited about it. There were a couple things that weren't ideal, but she's just like, should I keep doing this? Or, and so I told her what I would do. And she made the decision. She's so excited about getting this video out today. And so it's amazing and beautiful to work with people who are open to not only just being coached, but then open to the possibilities of what this amazing platform has available to us as creators, but then also to the people that we serve. And because it's a platform that reaches the entire world, there's so many amazing people that we can connect with and really help along the way, whether they become clients or not, right? So the videos are out there for people to consume and view and engage with, learn from on a regular basis. And if that's something that you are interested in doing, then there are resources available in the description of this video. And I encourage you to go grab whichever one you want. A lot of them are free. And they're really helpful depending on what your starting point is. So if you're just getting started and you're like, I don't even have a YouTube channel, then there's something in the description for you. If you're like, I have a channel, but I'm not really getting great views, I need to better connect with my dream clients, the people that I know I can help and I know need what I have to offer, then there's a resource in the description for you. It's the iconic lane visual where it can help you identify who your target audience is, and it uses AI prompts in order to help you identify that. So if that's something that you need help with, that's there. If you're like, okay, I've got my channel, I know who my ideal audience is, I just need help with planning my videos, then there's a resource in the description for you in order to plan your videos. So there's something for everybody in the description. If there isn't, leave a comment. Let me know what it is that you're looking for. I probably have a video on it already. I can just direct you to that, or just go to my channel, subscribe, and then also just do a search on my channel. I've got videos on how to use CapCut or Descript for editing your videos. Descript is amazing for editing your videos because it's got AI. It's super simple, such a huge time saver, definitely worth the investment. That link's in the description. So, but then there's also a tutorial that I've created that's also on my channel, and it's like a 45-minute like step by step, let's go through this, show you how easy this is video. So go check it out, see what's out there. If you want a coach or a resource or someone who's going to help you take that next step and can help you be the best version of yourself, you need to be coachable, right? So you need to come into this this partnership or this relationship open to taking that next step and becoming a better version of the YouTuber or the person that you are on YouTube to help grow your business. I would love to have that conversation with you, and there's a link in the description for you to do that as well. So if you were here live with me, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching the replay, drop in the comments. Let me know that you were team replay. If you have questions, drop them in the comments as well. Otherwise, I will see you in a future video, but don't forget to subscribe and like this video as well. And I appreciate you being here, okay? And until next time, make today great.